Hey guys, Alec here, and welcome back to Slay the Princess. I really couldn't wait to play more of this. I've been really psyched to play this. Also, hey, it's little me. How you guys doing? Hope this is too distracting or anything. Without that, let's just a slow game. Back to here. Everything goes dark and you die. I'm playing this an hour after. Oh wow. The hero and the princess. Here we go again.
You're on a path in the wood.
Here we go again. Sweet, I've always wanted to want it off in Monarch. Viva la Evolution.
That's the spirit. You make your way up.
See, to the cabin. I am very interested in how this is gonna go.
The interior of the cabin is almost
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
To the basement.
The door to the basement creaks up.
Hey, I think I'm here to kill you?
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
Thank you. You are.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Hi, princess.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her. She's so cold. Focus on the task.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked?
Also, I think I might just get rid of this because it is a bit too distracting.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Go.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
I've never done this before, so that's interesting.
Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
I know, right? There's people out there who think you're going down the world. Let's go here. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Interesting. She's acting a bit more of an attitude, huh? Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
I know I've been told. Whether or not I believe it's entirely a different matter.
So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
While you've been down here.
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
I want to get you out of here.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Are you coming on to me?
don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're too...
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I'm gonna keep you locked away from a bit down here for this bit. We can get to know each other while I decide what to do. I'm gonna get you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
This is different, so...
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it.
I'm doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides we can you out of here?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess. Your shouts and pleas, I'll repeat myself once again.
So he's
You
keeping...
make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up.
You won't like what happens if you do that. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make... She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her
This is
fierce
different.
gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
She's not human.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Or still locked door.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just the princess... Wait, this is... Watch me. Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back,
Here we go.
but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade.
No, screw you.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
How would this go? Because there's a heroic way to go out. So how's this gonna go?
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Who comes out? I'm curious. What's the voice that comes out of this? Prisoner. Alright, here we go.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Wait, hold on. We're getting
And
something
in the
new
basement
here.
of that cabin is a princess.
We're getting something new here. It means a new voice.
You're here to slay her. A warning before you go any further. She will lie. Yes, don't believe a
Skeptic.
word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
See to the cabin. What's this gonna look like? Is it gonna look like an actual prison now? Because it says the prisoner.
The interior of the cabin
Yeah,
is
seems a lot
less
more
a cozy
desolate.
woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars
interesting.
barricade the windows,
Every little thing
reminding
you do
anyone who
is
enters
so
that
different.
this is a prison. The
This
only
is so
furniture of
interesting.
note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the bed. What are you talking about?
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand, but there was a mirror, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
I guess I'll do that one. Take the blade. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone. The door to the basement creaks open,
It's
revealing
just
an
like the
old
castle.
stone staircase.
But less welcoming.
A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives
A lot
here,
more
slaying
dodgy.
her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear?
Ah, it's red.
Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first? You walk down the
Whoa!
stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves.
Whoa.
The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I can always leave the person. I keep seeing that. I'll deal with that later. Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Her crown is black now.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
You're told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
I think I'm just going to leave here, actually. Who's that for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory.
I can! That is so funny! Why would I want to do that? You were asking about my intentions earlier. What do you mean?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Right. It's not. I'm the only one who remembers that.
Oh? Are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
So you've already been here. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done.
It's very interesting.
You go
This
to the
is one
cabin, you
person,
heroically slay
which
the
means
princess,
us.
and in the process, you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion.
But this means that the narrator is also us, because it's all the same voice. Or am I thinking too much?
The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck. If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably. I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even.
It's also interesting that each round that he does reveals something about him. Whether he remembers it, or he keeps it in the dark, or something. It's so interesting to me.
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met.
Yep,
I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
I knew it.
That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky. So don't waste that luck by messing it up again. All right? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't.
He's a skeptic. Of course he would.
Fine. But you won't get another word from me on the matter. Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
Shut up.
Just give it a rest. This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Hit a shackle too.
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that. She certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't. Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you.
How about that help?
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us. So, what should we do? I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons. Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none. The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. Whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
That's also a very good point. Mine's skeptic. Okay, I'm trusting you.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place. You tried this last time. Do you want to know how it went for you? Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world, right? Oh, Rory tried to take over everybody. Exactly. If I were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake.
I'd be interested to see what
force
people's
your hand and
blood
do
like.
it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you?
I'm not. I'm very interested to see how people would like design these characters. And maybe very
A
interesting to
little.
see.
I think you got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Thanks.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly, as she raises the blade to her throat. What is she doing?
She cut herself.
She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck.
Oh, the noises. Watch in uneasy silence.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she saws through skin, veins, cartilage. At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way through her neck. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that?
Because she knows.
So that's her play. Killing herself? She isn't dead yet. Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens.
I know that noise is like a vegetable being cracked, but still, that's like uneasy.
The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet. Oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back. The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world. I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward. We should take her with us, don't you think? What? No, you shouldn't do that. Why would you do that? I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right?
She technically did, yeah.
You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave. Even after all that, you're still not satisfied, are you? Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them. I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop reading into things, the danger has passed. You can relax. I'm just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down.
I don't either.
I'm on team, let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already?
This time I actually will go back, because I'm interested in what would happen. I'm gonna take the princess with me.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids.
This is how she escapes.
Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin. Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved.
She did move.
She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it.
The cabin.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from... Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
She's not dead.
Well played.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already over? Is he gone? But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you.
Anytime.
So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
It's also nighttime. So, fair. You don't get a chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again.
Of course she's scared. This is the end for you. It's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. No, that can't be right. There has to be something more.
Approach the mirror. How do I get down? Silence as I reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them believe. We need to see what's in it. I'm dead. Unraveled. Unraveled. You find yourself in a long quiet once again. How would this look? Oh, whoa! That's cool. Alright, I'm gonna care to see the full thing. You're at the cabin. Whoa, that's
There's
so cool!
a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
Do I think about the Israel here? You have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Don't. Send me back. Not alone. These voices speak to me. Someone are me. But one of them is something I call him. The narrator. Wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Do you think there's a princess out there that also has a narrator in her mind? Does. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Does, and when I find them, you and I are gonna finally. No matter how much for him, I can have answers.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
You're not wrong. I'm ready to go back. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
So I brought you, what, 4 or 5? So you need one more? Okay. Need to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Oh, it's him and her.
You're here.
It's him and her, I get it. Silently continue. Kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
What's seamstress? I gotta look that up later, I guess. You said I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
That's so interesting that you don't even know. That's very interesting to me that you don't even know this person. Who I am. I'll continue to the cabin.
You make your way up.
See to the cabin. What haven't I done yet?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is the blade is your...
What haven't I done yet? I've taken the blade, but I've sat down with her. I've taken the blade, I've killed her. Is there anything I could do not taking the blade?
door to the basement creep. Her voice
Hello?
is hypnotizing. Don't let it...
Any little thing could change. Continue down the
Good.
stairs.
You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy...
Okay.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise. Maybe there's some way to break the chain?
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs.
This is different. This is where it changes. Slay the princess.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. The wound drives her to the ground. Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back.
Here we go.
Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your knife cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body
She's more
racked with
animal
pain
now.
as she rips into you with tooth and claw. Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
Slay
Though
the
your
princess.
nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
Give up.
Are you serious? As what's left of your blood pools around you on the cobblestone floor, the blade falls from your trembling hands and clatters uselessly against the ground. I suppose you simply lacked the will to finish the job. The princess, wounded but still alive, nervously jumps at the blade and kicks it far away from you before retreating into a dark corner of the room. Her shining eyes watch you from the darkness, unblinking and curious as you bleed out. We can only hope the wounds you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, they'll kill her before she can reach the outside world.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
This is the end, isn't it? Before you can answer, everything goes dark, and you die.
What will happen now? The beast. Here we go. This is the one I'm... Okay.
You're on a path. You're here to slay.
The music is so much different now. See to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom?
Now it's hunted.
Or is it just acting out its nature? I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell. That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously.
Shut up, narrator.
Maybe.
Maybe.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden
slightly
walls.
dented. It's
The
the
only
same, but
furniture
it's
of note
dented.
is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. What are you talking about?
Keep the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your... But there was a mirror, and now it's gone.
This is where things get interesting. Enter the
No
basement.
steel claw. Do you think we can talk our way out of this? I don't think she wants to talk. I guess we'll just have to trust that we made the right call. It'll still be here if we need it. The door to the basement
cave
creaks
now.
open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, she growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way
There she
to the
is.
damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls
It's
are
grown to a
obscured by an
jungle now.
impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess. She is certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear
She
between
is.
the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright.
I'm actually nervous
Yes,
here.
shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
Interesting. This is interesting. Stand still.
There's a shift in the humid air, and something enormous, princess, lunges from the shadows, her maw unhinged and dripping, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured. I guess that's it then. Unfortunately for you, no. This isn't it.
What?
You are in a dark, caustic place.
Oh.
A thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as
I'm
they compress
bored
in on
as
you.
shit.
Your lung, the liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards, the distant creaking of ancient wooden
She's going
steps barely
upstairs.
audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here? Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something. We don't have steel, but we have tooth and claw. Tear through her before we are her.
It's the only way for her to escape.
Oh, can I?
The click of what you presume to be a door ripples through the layers of suffocating flesh.
That wasn't so hard.
You feel her take another massive step, and then another, and then... It's gone quiet, hasn't it?
I did it. Oh, I feel the cherry of the forbs around you, then a wet turtling before you are ejected to a place that is nowhere at all.
I guess I don't need you to be a part of me. How lucky for you. This place is cold.
Or you can say anything to her, she's gone. Never returns.
She's gone, and there's that mirror again.
Trust me, we've been here before. Always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. That thing reeks of death.
I'll see it. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
I'm going to be full
I'd
of...
like to be somewhere nice.
I'm going to look so bad now. Approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. You need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. What the? But that isn't right. It can't be nothing. Refocus your gaze and then you see it. A figure. Crow? A veiled shadow beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
Oh shit! A crack slides out of the center of this mirror, spins in an image of a glass tube. Then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into a jagged shards of broken glass. So you're finally here. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I ever get to see you.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade.
Are you
You
a
were
bird?
never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
Ow! Okay. I've met you so many times. Have you all been the same all along?
I haven't, and that's by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon. And then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
So you do know about the loopings. So many times I met you denied as being a possibility. Why'd you lie to me?
Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. It wasn't me. As to why they lied, perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant. And for all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me. I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
Every time I ask you something, a piece of you breaks.
I'm aware, and if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time.
Fine. Destroy the mirror. You have heard enough. You already know what you are, or the long quiet, vast and non-existent God, and it's finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. You already know what you are. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive to the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Oh my god. There she is.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Oh my god.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I missed you too. She unfurls the endless cascade of smiles in response, and patiently waits for you to continue. I'm the long quiet. I don't know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it?
Are you going fourth wall now? Okay, I see how it is.
When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes.
Wow.
So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
I'm not sure. There's too many stories left unfinished. Can we just really leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Oh, do you have a say in all this? Why is this falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
If you were the always could become this, then what's the point of me knowing? I think it's time for leaving this place. I don't know how to leave. That's probably the best option.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
Free yourself. Well, what is happening? What is going on? You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation. You feel a sensation in limbs in which you cannot fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. Feel your wings spanning the cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You feel the glass of a construct pressing on you, finding you across infinite sides and infinite angles. Push back and strain against it, but does not yield.
I love you.
Whoa! Take her hand. All at once, the yielding tension breaks. Whoa! Whoa! You are free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe the absolute reality. Something that simply is. Steps into the infinite. You step with the forward of 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware, just as you always been and just as you always will be. No conflict is in your nature. The two of you will never be alone. The two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. There are no endings. Holy shit. All of you did such an amazing job. The voices in your head, Jonathan Sims, Todd Howard, Tony Howard, my bad. Nicole Goodnight. Oh my god, everyone did so good. Oh, the music too. Oh, this is so good. Oh my god. Everyone did such an amazing job. Such an interesting idea to have something so simple. Like, is it simple? It's like a mixture of simple but also challenging. This is that's awesome. Wednesday spoons and nubs. Aww. The good ending doesn't count. Thank you so much for playing. As an expression of my gratitude, here's the track order for a special playlist just for you. If you take a screenshot, you can hide the UI by pressing H. I'll take a picture. I'll take a real picture. Oh, there's a F11. My bad. That was awesome. Turn to the main menu. Holy shit. That was incredible. Oh my god. Okay. What's interesting about this game, I've only completed 21% of it. Which means there's still more in here, which I will probably most likely be part of. So, let's see if I could go back to older things and... new game.
You're on a path. You're here to...
I want to see if there's any more I can really do.
You make your way. A warning. She will... We're not going to go... Ignore him.
I'll do like one more ending and
The interior of the blade.
I'm sure there's more to do.
You take the blade. The door. Her voice.
Who's there?
She said, don't let it...
Just checking in on you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me. How about you drop the knife?
Look how Don't you dare. It's fine. You ignore the trembling in your hand.
You poor thing.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a
I
catastrophic
would have
blow
ended
to
it
your
there,
jaw.
but I'm having so much fun with this game.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
I could give up, or I could kill her. They unlock her in the basement. It's a job. They unlock her in the basement.
Are you serious? It's a good idea. We've taken some bad hits, but we've dealt some too. She has to be feeling it more than we are. Let's regroup upstairs. If we're lucky, maybe she'll just bleed out. Fine. You make a mad dash to the basement stairs, the princess's chains rattling as she tries to chase you, but pulling taut much too soon for her to catch up.
Do you really think you can just walk out of here?
She steps towards you, ignoring her chains. They creak and strain as she
Here we
pulls
go.
against them until finally they break.
Any little chances
The
you do, it
links
just
clatter
changes
to the
everything.
floor. Useless. She's free. Hurry. You push your broken body as she closes in and just barely manage to pass the threshold of the basement doorway before she catches up to you. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. She has an awful wound and we have all the time in the world. Playing jailkeeper for a while might make things a little easier. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door I'll hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
Not the last time I said it.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker.
It's getting louder.
No, it doesn't. Just ignore her. Maybe the banging and wailing will stop if you just don't pay attention to it. You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
Oh great, now she's a creepypasta.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her
So
head in
interesting way to
curiosity
do
as
with
you
one
feel your
premise.
organs shutting down one by one.
Ooh.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest.
Ooh.
You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
What voice comes
It
out
can't
of
be.
this?
This can't actually be how everything ends.
Doesn't.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The nightmare. I want to explore this fucking game as much as I can.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to...
Proceed with caution.
A warning. She will lie. I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away. It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
She was kind of like a creepypasta ghost, so it makes sense I would get paranoid. Proceed to the cabin. happens if I ignore the mirrors this time?
The interior of the cabin is plain.
It's still
the
there.
smooth wood of the walls almost featureless.
Whoa.
The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its
Yikes.
side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade. The blade is your implement. Hold on. What happened to the door? It's just an empty frame. She's already got out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us?
Can't see that.
I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in.
I'm not gonna... What happens if I don't approach it? Never done that before. Enter the basement.
We should have taken the knife again. I don't think she's going to take an olive branch. We need something sharper. You cross over the
Whoa.
threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Come back? She must have you confused with someone else. You really don't remember, do you? It doesn't matter, we need a game plan. We know we can't just go down there unprepared.
You don't need a plan. Mare seems to think I can do it. Step off the void between the stairs. Interesting. Step off into the void between the stairs.
You attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but you're stopped by an invisible force. Why did you do that? What did you think would happen?
I don't know. Volunteer infinite void seems better. It's curious.
Congratulations, you really lucked out. Of all the things that could have happened from stepping into a void, nothing is quite possibly the best outcome you could have gotten. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs.
What did I do?
As you emerge,
Whoa.
you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones, visible against the inky black of the basement, mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
There's so many different options. This one. Alright. Do nothing.
You decide it's best to do nothing.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches,
Whoa,
your
this
legs
is the one I was
suddenly
looking at.
go numb.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Your arms
Spoiled
quickly
up a
follow.
little bit.
This is it, isn't it?
No little knife this time. It's almost like you want me to get you.
There has to be a way out of this. Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
As your blood begins to coagulate, it's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. You sure about that? you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath. Nerves.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. And how are we supposed to do that? We don't have a weapon. The way out of here is nowhere to be seen. That isn't my fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it is because fighting her isn't an option right now. Then you should get looking, shouldn't you?
Okay, you're just
Nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
work together. We could be friends.
Nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
Would you look at that? You're suggesting exactly what I want. Somebody's ahead of the curve. I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then, well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can leave without you. And dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
If you need me alive, then why did you just let me upstairs? Oh.
Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs. Liver, what? No!
I knew you'd come around. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful.
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving. Do you think you can just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make it end faster? Shit. Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs. With a flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you damn everyone to torment and oblivion.
Come along now. You don't want to be stuck down here.
The princess glides onto the stairs and beckons you to follow. If only you had a weapon, this would be the perfect opportunity to use it. But we don't. We've already made our choice.
This is...
We can still grab it on the way out. You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the suggestions for the time being. Just focus on keeping us alive. Right. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. You step onto the basement stairs, following the princess as she ascends.
This is so interesting.
Pins
I
and
love
needles
this.
punctuate your every step, an uncomfortable and constant reminder of your mortality. Is this really worth it? At least it's a choice. That doesn't justify anything. A terrible choice is still terrible.
Make sure you keep up. We wouldn't want you to fall.
As if acting on instinct, you crane your neck and look behind you. There is nothing there. The princess reaches the top of the stairs and taps on the door. Her head twists back in your direction, watching you with dead eyes as the way out creaks open. Don't forget that your pristine blade is still on the other side. You can still make this right. You can still save everyone. You can still save yourself from becoming her tormented pet. There's no harm in us having a weapon. All it does is give us more options, and we are dangerously low on those right now. Have you considered that maybe you could operate the autonomic nervous system for a bit? Everyone is trying to manipulate us, and I can only do so many things at once to keep us alive.
I had no idea. Great.
Heart. Liver? Your body seizes violently as you regain consciousness on the floor of the cabin. No! You're doing it all wrong. You're supposed to do it like this. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. I guess I have to do everything around here, don't I?
Sorry, paranoid.
Heart, lungs.
There we go. Back with me where you belong. I thought you might have decided to break yourself just to spite me. It's better for you that you didn't. Now we can get back to business. For starters, we won't need this where we're going.
The princess plucks the blade from the floor and tosses it through the door behind you. It vanishes into the inky black of the basement,
I had a feeling
never
that
to
would
be seen
happen.
again. Guess we're not stabbing her in the back. I guess not. I'm going to fix myself a stiff drink. If I'm about to watch you hand the world to her on a silver platter, I'd rather not be sober.
And now you open the door.
There's nothing else for us to do.
Step into the world.
The doorknob twists in your hand, revealing the forested path beyond the cabin. You bastard. You've actually done it. You've actually doomed its heart.
It's so beautiful. I can't wait to ruin it. But it's so cold, too. It's itching against my skin.
Princess, exhausted, slumps to the ground.
Why is it so cold?
Be free. Bye, crazy lady. Smiles at the taking her. It's like something's in the
She's gone. Where did she go? And is that a mirror? There's something dreadful about it. It's calling us. And not in a good way.
I don't approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Ignore him. Approach the mirror. I'm terrified what this is. What's this one? They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. Oh, it's all... Okay, so the first one's always the same. All on the place is empty. It's quiet here. Let's into the cabin. We're at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet.
Yeah, we've been through that. Where are you?
I am solitary. I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Oops, my bad. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget. It bring me more perspectives. She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Why was I kill
You're
her?
on a path in... Seriously? You're just going to...
Yes, I definitely know where I'm going.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly good. What we're being asked to do here, ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. You're really keen on wasting everyone's... Your silence is deafening. There's always a choice.
What do I do now?
The interior of the cabin.
What can I do? Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Basement.
The door to the basement.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Did I not pick high last time?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
I haven't done any of these yet. Nuh-uh.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do. The blade tumbles.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk. Do you?
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall?
She has a point.
Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
See what I can do.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall, and maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out. You make your way back. Easier for whom? Easier for it.
This, I don't know what's gonna happen here.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down.
You bastard. If I have to kill you to leave this place, I'll do it.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's an act. She's unarmed and I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you raise your blade to strike again, she kicks out, knocking your legs out from under you. The two of you struggle on the ground. You lash out with the blade, slicing wherever you can. Her fists connect with your body again and again, each blow stronger than the last, shattering bone and rupturing tissue with reckless abandon. Forget trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got. You roll out of her grasp, and though every inch of you is in pain, we can still turn this around.
Finish the job.
You steel your resolve and take another step towards the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? What was that about not making it out of here alive? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun. You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder,
What?
do you really think this is the end?
No, not even close.
But you don't have the time to worry over her words. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Is this stubborn? The adversity. Adversary. The adversary. I got
You're
it.
on a path in the woods. You're here. A warning before you go any further.
This is new too, so probably the stubborn one.
She
then.
will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal. Let's just get on with it already.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the...
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement. What are you talking? You reach, but there was a...
And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally! It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
She's a gladiator.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes! I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us is unpack first, like how we're both still alive.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done. Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, fine. If you're not going to address it, I will. What? You've already met the princess. The princess has already met you. The two of you killed each other. Did you think you'd be able to just openly talk about all that without me noticing? Maybe. You did seem to just gloss over the whole thing for a while. Of course I glossed over it. When a colleague says something insane, glossing over it is one of the best ways to stay focused and keep moving forward. But enough is enough. I believe you. And that's all the more reason to take this seriously. You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember.
You don't remember because you're a different version. You're just a memory.
Are you okay?
Of course I'm not okay.
As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
It's because it bothers you. I gotta take this less seriously. You do know. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't died. Don't worry.
You're joking, right? I'm just going to pretend that you're joking.
Yeah, you better be joking. We can't.
Free her? You aren't. I don't know why I'm even bothering, to be honest. You know the stakes of the situation.
Who says I want to be free?
Are you sure we want to look a gift horse in the mouth right now? If she doesn't want to leave, doesn't this whole situation just work out for everyone?
There's nothing out there for me. All I want is to keep knowing what it feels like to kill you and be killed by you. I want to feel that knife split me open. I want to feel your bones snap beneath my fists.
People are into this. I already know.
I think I'll just let the princess speak for herself here. Leaving her in the basement isn't an answer.
And there's only one choice worth.
I could just leave.
I'm sorry, did I hear that right? Did you just say you're going to try and free her?
Yep.
She doesn't even want to be free.
Exactly. So beyond the apocalyptic moral implications of letting her out, how do we even think that's going to work? I mean, we have a weapon, right? We could always just cut her out, yeah? While she's trying to kill you. Yeah, why not? And then what? Do you think she'll just follow you out of here? Maybe. I don't know.
It's worth a
Worth
shot.
a shot, isn't it?
Plus, I can always go
No,
back.
it's not.
Yes, it is. We're doing it.
Actually, no, you're not. I have a responsibility to the world here, and I'm not just going to let you throw yourself into a scenario where the literal best outcome is the end of everything. Until you come up with any other idea.
What do you think you're doing? You can't just order our body around like it's some sort of doll.
Watch me. Your left arm lifts towards the ceiling and your hand twists into an obscene gesture. See? I can make you do whatever I want.
So what? You barely managed to lift our arm.
What are you doing? What is that? Why are you moving so weird?
The princess,
She
taken
does
aback,
it too!
flashes her own rude gesture in return.
Oh, that's so good. She does it too.
Hey, you, decision maker. I want us to fight her as much as he wants us to kill her, but this is boorish. Just ignore him. If you want to try and free her, I don't think there's much he can do to actually stop you.
You know what? Fine. Blade in hand, you charge forward to try and free the princess from her bindings.
Finally. I have no idea what you were just doing, but I'm glad it's over.
Slash across her wrist, her elbow comes crashing down on your skull. An unsettling crack echoes in your ears.
Owie.
It's a devastating blow. Your body crumples to the floor, limbs suddenly refusing to respond. This might be it.
Actually, no. I'm going to say this before it happens. I think stubbornness is supposed to keep me alive.
That's it, huh? You've gotten really soft.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Really? In just one blow? Yes.
Oh, come on, that's hardly fair. We're not dead. You're just flipping the table over.
It is what it is. You're dead. Finished. Over.
All right, fine. This whole thing's a frustrating mess anyways. We're better off with a fresh start. I'll see you two next time.
Yeah, Eye of the Needle. What's going to happen now?
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damn focused on freeing her, we wouldn't have died back there. You're strong, but you're bullheaded.
Skeptic again.
This isn't a fight. It's a puzzle. She's stronger than us, but we can use that to our advantage.
Oh, great. The two worst kind of people to be here. I mean, they're...
I hate puzzles.
Me too.
Yeah, of course you do.
I've never done a puzzle myself, but anything that doesn't get us beaten to death is good in my book. What do you have in mind?
Same thing as last time, only we'll be smarter about it. We're getting her out of there. After that, we're seeing what happens.
Are you insane? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If she gets out of here, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met.
Yeah, H. Branch, it's a different guy.
Enlighten me then.
I have no memory of meeting you, but you've clearly seen things you weren't supposed to have seen. You'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here.
Mm-hmm. So where does that leave us?
It leaves us exactly where we started, and where I'm sure you've already been before.
This
The
music's
princess, left
kick-ass, dude.
unhindered, will bring about the end of the world. You have to put a stop to her. The only way to do that is to slay her.
But we didn't stop her last time. We died. Yet here we are in a world unended. A different world unended, to be sure, but there's still solid ground beneath our feet. What the hell are you going on about? Even if he isn't lying, reality clearly continues to be real. So I want to see what happens when she leaves. I think we all need to see the truth.
You absolutely do not need to see
I think
that.
that's the most voices I've
I've
had
already told you
since,
the truth, and the only thing to see after she leaves is the end of everything. It's not worth it.
since the first video.
Screw it. I'm sick of this smug asshole telling us what to do.
Thank you.
If you need help busting her out of there, I'm your man. Welcome aboard. And if things go bad once we get her out of the cabin, well, at least you'll be able to get the fight you wanted.
The rest of you had better keep those two in check. They're far along the edge of a dangerous path. Don't let them go any further.
Here, what are you gonna say about this? Nope, no matter what it is, it seems like all the answers at the cabin. Might as well see this through. Might as well get this through.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin.
Whoa.
I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament.
This is the first time I've ever seen the forest smoke besides the never leaving
No last
part.
advice for us?
Seems so.
No words of warning?
From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind.
I don't know. Screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis. There'll be time for that later. For now, you know what you have to do.
See to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight, more of a glorified tunnel than a building.
And there's
Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your imp.
But there's nowhere to go in here. This is just a hallway with a mirror at the end of it.
A mirror? But there isn't a mirror here. There's the iron altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. Does he really not see it?
It's really interesting. Do they actually not know? I didn't really ask him that question.
Or maybe what we see as a mirror, he sees as a door.
It is a door. And before you ask, no, it's not a mirror-shaped door. The object at the end of this room is both door-shaped and a door. There shouldn't be any room for misinterpretation.
Who cares what it is? It's in our way, we should smash it. Take it.
You take the blade from the altar.
Good. Wouldn't want to be pushed around without a way to push back. And she likes when we can push back, doesn't she?
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You're rather committed to the bit, aren't you? The door's right there, it's right in front of you.
It's so weird. It seems like they're either denying about it or they really just don't believe him. They believe that jumping worlds, but this is going too far.
This really is just like last time. Can you really not see the mirror? Or is pretending it doesn't exist another one of your rules?
There isn't a mirror.
Is it a rule to say that there isn't a mirror when there's clearly one right there? Because if it is, it's not a very good one. I'm inclined to agree, but we don't know how things work here, do we?
Just smash it already.
I'm curious what happens, but I'll wipe the
You
mirror.
reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Why am I not surprised? It was in our way, and now it's not. That's all that matters.
This has gone to real shit now.
Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort.
Whoa, the rocks.
The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I think it is the same line, just over and over
Her
again.
voice, bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
She hasn't changed as much as she did the time before. She still wants a fight, which means we still know her. We can use that to our advantage.
How about you come and get one?
That's not how this works.
Don't worry about the chains. Yeah, we'll just have... You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you. We best remember how to get back up. The last thing we want is to be stuck between a wall and a raging devil.
Very true.
You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness. Her face widens.
Oops, my bad. Face widens in a broad grin.
There you are, knife in hand. How thrilling. Attack me, bleed me, twist the blade in my flesh. Break your bones against my body. I want a real challenge this time.
If we're trying to break her out, I doubt she'll come willingly. We'll have to use ourselves as bait.
I really don't like the sound of this.
It's the only way to get us both out. And we need to see what happens when she leaves the cabin.
You know what? I should have tried to intervene earlier because I can't let you do that.
I won't tough shit. We're the ones in control here.
It's not the...
Yeah, doesn't feel nice to be yanked around against your will, does it?
Well, what are you waiting for? If we're gonna do this right, you can't be scared. You need to want this as much as I do. So go on. Make the first move. Don't keep me waiting.
I gotta explore.
You step forward, stopping just outside the reach of her chains. The princess scoffs.
Oh, you're up to something tricky, aren't you? You're teasing me with what I want, but I'm sick of waiting. I'm not going to let you give me another bad fight. I'm going to get what I want.
Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap.
Knew this was
Okay, she's taken the bait. Now let's get out of here.
Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards
Here we
the tunnel
go.
entrance.
This feels like this should be a show. Is that a weird thing to say? It's like
As you near
this
the
good.
door, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rapid pursuit.
I don't know, it's just his voice or the music being this loud, but I like how overwhelmingly loud this is. Makes it really intimidating.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
We're planning on it. You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same?
You continue to the door. It'd be a real shame if it was stuck. Don't listen to him. Locks are nothing, just barrel through.
No!
Your skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You bastard. You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. So, this is what the end looks like.
What is this place? Where are we? This doesn't feel right. It's cold. Why is it so cold?
That was a bastard
I
one.
feel so tired.
Yeah, these endings are going to be a lot more difficult to get through. There are going to be little details. Free someone who doesn't want to be freed. You'll not get a chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. And there's that mirror again.
Been here before. It's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Screw that! This can't be the end, it just can't! No, that can't be right. There has to be something more.
Approach the mirror. Approach the mirror. Here we go. That's why your flash is gonna be. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. I've grown. Oh, because they're all the same. Okay, good to know. They're all basically the same. Find yourself in the long quiet once again. See to the cabin. There she is. Oh, we gotta spot the same nonsense.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes.
I need to go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
It was dark and I die.
You're on a...
Alright. Silently continue. Okay, think you'll tell me what.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way. The interior blade.
Yeah, I already
Daughter-
know. I know. I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut.
She offers the suggestion. You make your way to the bottom. Easier for whom? Fine.
Yeah, approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that.
Warn her.
Stop that.
Now I want to see what happens. What happens if I slay her now?
Thank you.
There's no getting through to you right now, is there? A betrayal of will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged
Curious what this will
form,
happen.
eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world.
It's gonna kill me.
It can't just end like this. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. Everything goes dark, and you die.
What happens to the world now? The witch!
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
What happens now?
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Alright, I guess.
A warning, but she will love. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Why am I the opportunist? Interesting that I'm the opportunist now. Is it gonna look like a witch's place? Like, is that gonna look like?
The interior of the
Whoa.
cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the bed. What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know... No blade. I hope you know what you're getting us into. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
Here we go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below.
This one's gonna be
It
dangerous.
shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated. Her voice.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I was really hoping that she would rhyme. Say.
Silence, I see. Don't think I've forgotten about you. I recognized the sound of your nervous little footsteps as soon as they came into my home. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps,
Oh, her feet.
entering the dark room below.
She's gonna be more beast.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
She's acting like the two of you already know each other.
As we do.
Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it.
Shut up.
Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us.
Shut up.
Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
He's too optimistic. I mean, that's his thing.
Don't
but still.
talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Look, I made a mistake. In the sense, it's a goodwill. Talk it out.
You came to me with empty hands last time, too. But that didn't mean you hadn't been plotting something nasty all along. What you did showed me as much.
But we didn't plot anything. We just made an informed decision based on the information we had at the time. I think you're both making perfectly valid points. Sure, we didn't plot anything, but it's easy to see how she might think we did.
Point, yeah. Look, I know. It got messy last time, but I guess the biggest box at work.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Just gets her out, that's all I really care. Sorry about last time.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize, get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster.
Thanks for being sarcastic with me.
If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
Can I not? I don't have a nagging feeling you're gonna stab me in the back if I help you out of here.
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them? But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event. She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing.
That's true.
See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
Can you get out of these zones? Those chains didn't stop you last time.
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little, a woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Okay. Okay. Let's leave.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
Step onto the stairs.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer
To be fair,
than
I
you'd
did
like.
distrust her, so I completely understand that.
You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you. Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her. No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself. But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach. Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened.
The blade is still there.
You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you?
No, there's still the blade.
Why did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and peer. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally You both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realise that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back.
Shut up.
You were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that?
To be fair, we did break her, so...
It's what I would have done. Have you considered not being like that? Of course not. It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
We were never gonna go up those stairs, were we? Save. Stairs, were we?
The princess lets out a mocking laugh.
By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back. And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us. And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first.
Yeah.
Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it? The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up.
Her back is broken too.
Ho ho ho! So she's not as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go.
Yeah.
Look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? Are you still there? What happens next?
Oh no. He doesn't respond.
I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
What? That doesn't... Alright. That's how this is supposed to end. I guess that's how it's supposed to end. You didn't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. The memory returns.
She's gone.
Approach the mirror.
If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
Always just feel small distance as you approach. Gaze into reflection. Withered. Alright, proceed to the cabin again.
I am a growing chorus of If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. I will regret destroying you if that is what we come to. I will be here when it is time for us.
The witch to her. Silently continued to the cabin.
You make your way up the
guess what I could do is...
The interior of the blade is your
is not take it.
The door to the base...
You are? It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
I can't remember what I've done.
You
or
walk
haven't
down
done.
the stairs and lock eyes. You're only making this...
Okay, I'll be here.
You attempt to make your... Is someone else here? Your shouts and pleas are met. I'll repeat myself once again. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. Fine. Against your better judgment. No, we won't have any of that.
I can't slay her anymore. The option's not there anymore.
Stop that.
Interesting.
Something's come over you, hasn't it?
Your body lunges forward, but stop it.
I can't do them anymore.
The blade. Move the... As your body remains frozen.
That's interesting to me.
You have already committed to my complete.
Alright, I get it. Alright, I get it.
A warning. She will lie.
If only you knew what you did.
Excuse?
Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love.
Last time? What?
I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Talked about her last time. I didn't save her.
The interior
if I
of the
stab
cabin
her
is
here.
clean and elegant. It's
This time I actually do want to save, because I'm curious now. When I was like, take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll...
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
To the basement. Oh, it's gone.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stair.
Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes.
That's right, villain. And you killed us.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains.
Good luck with that. Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease.
No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
Happened with
If her
someone
hand could
else.
slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already?
Because we've yet to present her with her freedom. I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do?
Either?
I think I'd rather believe in facts.
Yeah.
Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? Yes.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
I realized they're the same dialogue, but some things are added in.
You wouldn't.
I would.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide. Is that a threat?
You know what we'll do if you try it.
You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
We'll leave, and then our whole lives we figure out what to do next.
That sounds perfect.
As the princess takes your hand in hers, you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending.
I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it.
I will mope about it.
Because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk
This is
up
so
the
cute.
stairs hand in hand.
Very much different from other
Look at
shit
the way
I've
she's
done.
smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I
Yeah.
do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known.
I'm not agreeing
You
with this
listening
guy.
to this? You don't
Yeah.
have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Yeah. We tried together.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
I told you our love was insurmountable.
Oh, that's
You and the
awesome.
princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything. Fine?
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
Love will set you free.
Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go?
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
Well, too bad for what's...
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Okay, dude. Goodbye. Feel the embrace. I love. But you don't get the chance to make that jacket. Nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror?
Of course you're scared. This...
But it feels so bad.
Yes.
See you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
What are we? I haven't answered that question yet. Approach the mirror. Yeah.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there.
So it's new.
Do you know what we'll find out there?
There's trees and stars, and there are people. Must be people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last. One. Whatever.
Alright, one more. I need to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
What now? I'm gonna bring this last vessel to her. I'm still at 28%. There's still so much I have to do. Alright. Sadly, continue to.
You make your way up
The thing that gets is hard is how do I don't remember how to get certain things.
The interior of the cabin is almost in the blade is your... You take the blade from...
I don't remember. I don't remember.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a...
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You step forward.
I'm not dropping the...
Then I'm not talking to you.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
You don't want to talk?
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this. Doubt, unfortunately.
Give up.
Are you serious?
Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
As internal bleeding sets in, the blade falls from your trembling hands, clattering to the ground uselessly. You lacked the will to finish the job, your bruised and broken body falling to its knees before...
We're gonna go here now.
The princess, exhausted, chest heaving with heavy breaths, tosses the blade away from you. This is the end, isn't it?
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
Yeah.
She plants her foot on your chest and pushes you onto your back, the air leaving your lungs in a heavy puff.
Hey, some people be into this, you know?
And then she brings her knee to your throat. She leans into it with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess, shattering your windpipe and leaving you starved for breath.
It's too bad. I was looking forward to some company.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Where do we go here? The tower. I've been through the tower? I think so. That's the...
You're on a path. You're here.
You have our...
Yeah, okay. Usually they do that every single time now.
A warning. She will lie. She will cheat. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
Okay, this is new.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
You want to beg to her, that's your...
The
Nope,
interior
this
of
is
the
new.
cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would
I
suggest.
did hit of this while
The only
watching
furniture of note
Simsicle.
is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
Interesting.
You walk up to the wall next to the... What are you talking? You reach for... We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Enter the basement here.
No blade this time. Yeah. Maybe she'll be more receptive if we're unarmed. Blade, no blade. It doesn't matter. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
Weird.
This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives, her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Ooh.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. You shouldn't have come down here unarmed. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude?
Yeah, that's very strange.
Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down.
He wants to beg. That's different.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
I'll come back to this after.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming
knife.
and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond.
It's very interesting to think about that these type of games like these. I want to know people's like first time, like what ending do they get? Which one did they go through?
The princess towers over
hi.
you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. I see your hands are empty. You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me. How sweet. And more than a little disappointing.
She's disappointed in us?
Yeah.
Kneel.
No.
But the words don't leave your mouth. Instead, your legs buckle
Ow.
and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And yet here you are again. This time groveling at my feet. What a wretched sight.
Yikes.
What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met, nobody should have met her before this. You should be the first. You're the only one I trust to deal with her. Then you shouldn't have trusted us. There was nothing we could do to stop her then. And there's nothing we can do to stop her now. He's being melodramatic, but yeah, we've been here before and she absolutely destroyed us. What are we even supposed to do to stop her? That's worrying. Whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
He's silent.
Do you think holding shut your beak is enough to stop me from prying it open? Do you think your skull can save your thoughts from being seen?
Can she do that? There's nothing she can't do.
Confused. Meek. A chorus of submissive indecision.
Is that why you came to me unarmed? It doesn't matter. All of it is easily brushed aside. And there it is. I am destined to end the world. Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alteration.
This writing's nuts.
It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
Plus, to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do whoever you want to be.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
I'm yours to command.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
It's all part of my plan.
All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say.
No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong, trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
We see you.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine. Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Whoa! This is so cool!
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? We don't even have a weapon.
All you need to do is believe it's been done.
That's so cool! Oh my god, I'm in love with this.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
It's a way to say this is doing something to me. Bye. Do not take your hand, or will you ever? It's time to leave. Memories return.
She's gone, and there's that mirror again.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. I don't want to look at us.
Voice is small, distance as you approach. Gaze to your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. See what's in it. There it is. Or nothing at all. That isn't right. Oh, it's just a raven with teeth. Okay. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
That breaks down the sun in the mirror, splitting the image, the glass to two. And another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into a jagged shard of broken glass. We'll say the princess. Why?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed. And despite how far you've fallen, you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will that help if I look where stop asking?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
Alright, I don't want to hear that anymore. Destroy the mirror. You've had enough. You already know what you are. Run along quiet. Vast and invest. God. Ugh. What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's when the echoes spun so.
I have a choice now. Could end this. Told you it was gonna happen when we reached this point.
I know, and I've been waiting for you to see it through. Violence has always been our language, hasn't it? If this is what it takes to save you, then so be it.
Whoa!
You are nothing. A black hole of self-loathing fed by the matter of your restless thoughts. A dog blind to its leash. But there is no light without the dark.
How this game became better? This is insane.
When I proclaimed my godhood and offered you a place at my side, you gladly became the instrument of my new creation. Only with both of us is there a future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into being.
Appeal to your sharp mind. Speak about life and death and change the stagnation. You act as though you don't want it to kill. Act as though the world can't exist without you. I existed without you.
Have you? Or is what you think of as independence merely an illusion? Without me, you can have no
This
contrast.
music is
And
sick.
without contrast, you have no shape.
Nice little blur effect. This is so
Your hand
cool!
puts a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant
Well, I
nothing
stabbed
to you.
myself.
You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
You speak about life and death and change, stagnation. But this is what any of this has been about.
Oh, is it not? Perhaps you can enlighten me.
A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other, but forever stuck in place. We both move, and yet we both don't. For each of us watches the other instead of ourselves.
Oh shoot. I have had the vex out later. My chair broke.
But forever is not forever. I move and you react, and both of us break the other. But broken is only a moment in time. To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you might become tomorrow?
I've done nothing. Why the woods then? This is the cabin. What is the time we spent apart if not me existing as myself?
Time you spent away from me is still time spent in reference to me. Even then, both of us are more than our bodies. Am I not in the trees? Am I not in the cabin? Am I not in you? I crush you. I bleed you. I grind you to paste. My scars are a memory of what you used to be to me. I want those feelings back. You run and you run far, and the flesh I hurl at you is answered by the empty air of a place place I'd never been. Cold and lonely, but also true. I didn't know what to make of my freedom then, but I know what to make of it now. You challenged me, and by challenging me, you gave me purpose. A life without obstacles is no life at all.
So that was just between us. Two people forced to hurt each other again and again and again. But we don't have to hate each other anymore.
You flee into emotion, pain, and suffering. There is beauty in ugliness, and love in conflict.
Fear pretends to protect us from loss. To fear death protects
That's so
from
interesting.
losing the body. To fear ruin protects from losing status. To fear rejection protects from being known. But losing
So
a body
cool. This is so
contained
cool.
within having a body. Losing status is contained within having status. Being known is contained within being conscious. It is in the nature of all things to transform, to go from known to hidden to known again. But when the ceaseless impermanence of all things strips away the finality of endings, what remains of fear? Is it a shelter protecting you from itself? Or is it a shelter protecting itself from you? You took fear by the hand and walked with it into the unknown, and through that, you feared nothing.
God, we love a conflict and beauty and ugliness between us without bringing the whole reality into the picture.
We are the whole of reality.
Last between debates, you begin to shake, you're rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. You cannot remove something without removing the relations which define it. To destroy what you perceive as evil is to damn everything you perceive as good. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together. There is no something else. This, what we are, is everything.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Which hero are you?
I'm all of them, I assume in the same way that you're all of you.
And yeah, it feels good to hear you.
It's good to be here. She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
Ready?
Then let's go.
Whoa. It's going through all of them.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
They're all times 6.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah?
Yeah.
There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows. There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
Let's make it to the cabin.
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
No blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far. The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are. Hands empty. So you don't feel like recreating our first meeting detail for detail. I wonder what else will be different. Maybe there's still room for us to chat before the final curtain call. What do you say?
Sit with it. It's good to finally see you. Times of hurry.
Well, the first time we met, I scared you so much your organs stopped working. And I meant to do that. If anyone should be apologizing here, it should be me. But hey, we both took things a little far, didn't we? It's no big deal. All of that's behind us now, I think.
You know, when she puts it like that...
Good to finally see you.
Right back at you. In a way, it hasn't been much time at all, but it feels like it's been forever since I've seen you. Thanks for coming back.
Same as you're out there.
I don't know. I'm a part of her, I think. But she's seen so much more than we have. Like she's seen everything, right? I don't think I could hold all of that without losing myself. I don't think you could either.
But now that we... Tell me you're...
I never had one. But I've always been a princess to you, right? So why don't we stick with that? And as for you, well, hero works for me.
But that's me. You know, I think I like that.
That was really, really far for you, though. This wasn't. Think of her. She wanted.
I don't think she's the sort of thing you can really disagree with. It doesn't matter if she's right or wrong because she exists. She's this big, unrelenting force, and there's no arguing with her. But I guess that was the question out there, wasn't it? And it was the question before you came down here, too. Should she get to exist? I'm glad you didn't bring that knife with you. And like I said earlier, I don't really want to be her. I think I just want to be me.
Yeah, I'm happy not to be everything. Just being us is plenty.
Exactly. That was really fair for either of us, was it?
No, it really wasn't. But just because it hasn't been fair doesn't mean that it hasn't been worth it. I'm really glad I got to know you.
Just leave.
Do you know where this cabin is? Because I don't. I don't even know what's supposed to be outside other than us. What would even happen if we leave? What would that even mean?
No, I always wanted. Just. Well, we knew everything here, but I don't want to know. I want to walk through the cabin door, just you and me.
I want that too.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
I'm gonna cry. She don't want to come.
Yeah, it wouldn't feel right. But I'll be okay. I don't think I'll be alone for long either. I'm sure I can find the others.
Leave with the princess. And collapse together, you and the princess leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend. A comfortable silence fell on a space that used to be flooded with violence and words of noisy thoughts. The girls are gone, it's just stars now. There's an energy in the silence, electricity, anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You feel her hand trembling in yours. She's unsure of herself for the first time in a long and short existence. She has no part to play anymore, and she knows this. Yet she still is. And then she crosses the room to the door outside, pulling you excitedly with her.
This is it. I have no idea what it's going to be like out there. Not that I'm scared or anything. It's exciting, really. Anything could happen. And if it's bad, then it won't be bad. Not with you.
I love you.
I love you too. But I'm trying not to be sappy about it. Don't make me get all emotional.
Can't help it. I love sap. This game's gonna make me cry. Oh my god. Okay, so, oh my gosh, that'll be the end of this video. 2 finales in one. That made me cry. But yeah, that's it. If you want more of this, make sure you comment down below and feel that fancy jazz. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye!